Welcome back. Well, I liked Una, last week's book, so much I decided we should read the next book about Una. This one is about friendship. Una and the Shark, written by Kelly DiPuccio with pictures by Raisha Figueroa. So we welcome back Kelly, who is the award-winning author of several children's books, thousands of to-do lists, and a few recipe cards. And Raisha, who loves walking the beaches in California in search of tiny treasures of her own. So let's read Una and the Shark. Like most mermaids, Una was good at making friends. Otto was her friend. The pelicans were her friends. Even the hermit crabs, who weren't exactly friendly, were her friends. So, when Una met Stanley, she hoped he would be her friend too. She insisted on sharing some of her favorite treasures with the shark. But Stanley was particular. He didn't care for the hat, or the horn, and definitely not the squeaky unicorn. Una was an inventor, and like most inventors, she was eager to show off her latest creations to her friends. The beach ball juggler, the sandcastle maker, the seahorse carousel. But Stanley was too busy with his seashell collection to pay her any mind. That just confused Una and made her more determined to impress the shark. So she built new inventions. Bigger, bolder, louder inventions. Una built inventions that hopped, inventions that chopped, and inventions that popped. But all that noisy hopping and chopping and popping just made Stanley angry. By and large, mermaids are stubborn, and Una was no exception. So what she did next was exactly what any other mermaid would have done under the circumstances. She threw a party. Who doesn't love a party? Stanley! That's who doesn't love a party. Understandably, Una's feelings were hurt. But Una knew, as mermaids do, that she was magical. And if Stanley didn't want to be her friend, she would still be magical. Una dove off her rock and swam to the bottom of the ocean floor. It was peaceful and quiet down there with the jellyfish and the sea turtles. It was peaceful and quiet. Yes, of course. Why hadn't she figured it out sooner? The horn, the inventions, the party. Stanley didn't like noise, or distractions, or crowded bouncy castles. Something twinkled in the sand, catching Una's eye. Sea glass! It gave her an idea. Una returned to her workshop. She drew up plans with Otto. she took measurements with the eels. And she gathered tools and supplies from her land friends. By the light of the lanternfish, Una worked late into the night. The hydropower super sea glass sorter was whisper quiet, and it was magnificent. Una set up her brand new invention near Stanley's Cove, and without saying a word, she began feeding the machine. Each piece of sea glass she sent down the conveyor belt tumbled through a series of long tubes and curving chutes before dropping into the correct jar. Blue, white, green. Blue, white, green. The curious shark watched from a safe distance. Blue, white, green. Stanley swam a little closer to get a better look. Blue, white, green. Soon the shark, who had been so hard to reach, was by Una's side. "Would you like to help?" Una asked Stanley. Stanley nodded. Blue, white, green. Una smiled. Stanley smiled back. The two of them played side by side. They were quiet. Together. And together they had fun. The end. Well, Una is definitely someone who never stops moving, isn't she? Her mind is just whirling with ideas and projects and inventions. She could hardly sit still, right? But Stanley, on the other hand, was someone who needed to take things at a slower, quieter pace. And some people are like Una, and some can be like Stanley. And as Una discovered, she had to calm down a little and find a way to hang out with Stanley in a way that both of them could enjoy. And she did. She used her gift for inventions to make the hydropower super sea glass sorter, and Stanley and Una had a good time together. We all have different strengths, abilities, and talents given to us as a gift from God. And don't forget, the Bible says, each of you should use whatever gift you have received to serve others. Yay, Una! She used her gift to make friends with Stanley. So come back next week and we'll explore another story.